this is all-out war in the Hamilton mansion and the casualties are piling up, everything just changed. And I mean absolutely everything. We are currently watching a slow-motion car crash wrapped in a sinister murder plot, and the tension is absolutely suffocating. The sheer audacity of Hayley Hamilton is reaching a boiling point, and the walls are finally closing in on her wicked little game. If you thought the recent tornado brought unprecedented destruction to Fairmont Crest, it is absolutely nothing compared to the explosive, savage hurricane of family betrayal that is ripping through Bill Hamilton's life right this very second. Prepare yourselves, because the Hamilton household has officially become a brutal battlefield, and no one is taking prisoners. Let's set the stage for this absolute catastrophe. Bill Hamilton is a man living on borrowed time, and the tragic part is he does not even know it. Following his terrifying collapse during Dr. Madison Montgomery's deposition, Bill was rushed to Garland Memorial Hospital in critical condition. His hands were shaking, his body was failing, and while his daughters were weeping with worry, what was his loving wife Hayley doing? She was secretly smiling. Yes, you heard me right. This cold, calculating gold digger has been slowly poisoning her husband, masking her lethal doses in healthy green smoothies and pushing him to the brink with a rigorous, deadly cardio routine. She wants that massive $10 million life insurance payout, and she wants it yesterday. But here is where the master plan hits a massive, explosive roadblock. Hayley wants complete and total control over Bill's environment. She needs him isolated, weak, and entirely dependent on her so she can finish the job without any pesky witnesses breathing down her neck. So, what does this wicked stepmother do? She actually has the nerve to suggest that Bill ban his own daughters, Naomi and Chelsea, from coming over to her house. She wants them completely out of the picture. She wants them barred from checking in on their ailing father. Can you believe the absolute sheer nerve of this woman? She is trying to sever the bloodline just to secure her bag. Bill versus Hayley. The moment Hayley makes this outrageous, selfish demand, the entire dynamic. Bill might be physically weakened. He might be stumbling over chairs at the country club, but he is still a fiercely protective father. When Hayley tries to dictate who can and cannot enter his home, Bill snaps. He furiously rejects her demand, making it crystal clear that she has absolutely no right to stop his children from seeing him or seeking him out. This is a monumental slap in the face to Hayley. She thought she had him wrapped around her little finger, completely manipulated and docile. But Bill's fierce protection of his daughters proves that Hayley does not hold the ultimate power in this marriage. Why is Hayley acting so desperate and territorial right now? Let's dig deep into the twisted psychology of this villain. Hayley is panicking because Dany Dupree recently got under her skin in the worst possible way. Dany taunted Hayley, boldly claiming that Bill is still entirely obsessed with her and the life they used to share. That comment struck a massive, agonizing nerve. Hayley knows she is just a shiny new toy, the trophy wife, but she lacks the deep, historical bond that Bill shares with Dany and their daughters. Hayley wants Naomi and Chelsea gone because they are walking, talking reminders of a life she can never compete with. Furthermore, she simply does not want to be interrupted while she is actively trying to poison their father. She needs zero distractions to execute her lethal endgame. Chelsea and Naomi versus Hayley. Enter the Hamilton sisters, and let me tell you, they are not holding back. Chelsea and Naomi are brilliant, observant, and fiercely protective of their father. They see right through Hayley's fake, plastered-on smile. They notice that Bill is deteriorating rapidly. They notice his hand tremors, and they certainly noticed that when Bill was discharged from the hospital after a near-fatal medical emergency, Hayley could not even be bothered to stay by his side. Where was she? She was at the spa getting a facial. The absolute sheer disrespect. The daughters confront Hayley in a brutal, explosive showdown that will go down in Fairmont Crest history as one of the most satisfying takedowns ever broadcast. Chelsea goes straight for the jugular. She does not mince words, and she certainly does not play nice. Chelsea looks her stepmother dead in the eye and accuses her of wanting Bill dead so she can inherit his massive fortune. Boom. The ugly truth is finally spoken out loud. Chelsea calls out Hayley's blatant neglect, demanding to know why she is letting a man who just suffered a suspected transient ischemic attack overwork himself at the law firm. Why isn't she forcing him to rest? Because she wants him in the grave. That's why. This confrontation is raw, it is savage, and it is exactly the harsh reality check that Hayley deserves. But Naomi does not let Chelsea fight this brutal battle alone. Naomi steps up and completely dismantles Hayley's ridiculous health regimen. Naomi points out that Hayley's extreme diet and intense cardio plans are completely inappropriate for a man in Bill's fragile cardiovascular state. They are calling out the poison without even realizing it is literal poison. They accuse Hayley of actively trying to drive their father into an early grave under the guise of getting healthy. The sisters form an impenetrable united front, cornering Hayley and exposing her lethal negligence for the entire world to see. They are connecting the dots, and Hayley's facade is crumbling by the second. Hayley is backed into a corner, sweating bullets. She tries to deny the accusations, playing the victim, batting her eyelashes, and attempting to gaslight the girls into thinking she is just a concerned, loving wife. She desperately looks to Bill for backup. She expects her wealthy, powerful husband to silence his daughters and defend her honor. But what does Bill do? Absolutely nothing to help her. Bill refuses to defend Hayley against his daughter's brutal accusations. He chooses his flesh and blood over his scheming wife. This is the ultimate betrayal in Hayley's eyes. She is left completely isolated, humiliated, and undefended in front of the very women she despises. Dany versus Hayley. And who happens to be standing in the shadows, watching this entire glorious train wreck unfold? Dany Dupree. Oh, the sheer, unadulterated satisfaction radiating from Dany in this moment is palpable. Dany has been battling immense suffocating guilt over her secret, passionate elevator hookup with Bill during the She has been spiraling, terrified that her marriage to Andre Richardson is going to implode if the truth ever comes out. But watching Hayley get absolutely decimated by her own stepdaughters, watching Bill refuse to stand up for the woman he left Dany for, it is pure, intoxicating vindication. Dany is sipping the tea and loving every single second of this public humiliation. She knows a dark secret that Hayley doesn't. Bill still desperately wants her. The elevator hookup proved that Bill's primal instincts still belong to his first wife. Seeing Hayley so powerless, so rejected by her own husband in front of everyone, validates everything Dany has been feeling. Dany doesn't even have to say a single word to win this battle. The deafening silence from Bill is louder than any insult Dany could ever hurl at him. The fake queen has been dethroned, and Dany is reveling in the glorious, chaotic downfall of her rival. Let's talk about the aftermath, because the psychological damage done to Hayley in this scene is catastrophic. Hayley is left seething with a dark, murderous rage. No one is on her side. Her husband abandoned her in the trenches. Her stepdaughters have accurately deduced her motives, even if they don't have the physical proof of the poison just yet. Every single time Hayley is humiliated like this, every time she is made to feel like a second-class citizen in the Hamilton family hierarchy, her desire to kill Bill multiplies tenfold. She is no longer just doing this for the money. She is doing this for pure, unadulterated revenge. She wants to watch him suffer for not defending her. This is the major turning point, people. Hayley realizes that her window of opportunity is rapidly closing. Naomi and Chelsea are on to her. They are watching her every move like hawks. Dany is hovering in the background, a constant, looming threat to her marriage. Hayley cannot afford to play the slow game anymore. The slow burn poisoning is taking too long, and her enemies are circling like sharks smelling blood in the water. She is going to accelerate her lethal timeline. She is going to push Bill harder, dose him heavier, and do whatever it takes to secure that $10 million bag before the girls can stop her. The stakes have never been higher in Fairmont Crest. Bill is completely oblivious, blindly trusting the woman who is pouring poison into his morning smoothies. His daughters are the only line of defense he has left. But will they be able to find the physical evidence before it is too late? Will Chelsea and Naomi discover the hidden vials of special juice? Will Dany's secret elevator affair come to light and completely shatter the family dynamic right when they need to be united? The clock is ticking, and the Grim Reaper is knocking loudly on Bill Hamilton's front door. Do not miss what happens next. The drama is escalating to fatal levels, and someone is not going to make it out of this family war alive. Will Hayley succeed in her vicious murder plot, or will the Hamilton sisters take down the wicked stepmother once and for all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who are you rooting for in this savage family showdown? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for all the latest, most explosive Beyond the Gates updates. Until next time, keep the drama on your screens and out of your lives.